All right, so this is the Lesson 7 homework. And part 1 is to translate into English. Okay, so here we've got the sun, and it's in the locative, instrumental, or dative case, and we don't necessarily know which one because we have no context. So we're going to write them all. So this is either 2 or 4, with or by, at or in. The sun. And here we have the God, and it is in the genitive or the ablative. Again, we don't know. It is either of God or from God. Now, in this case, we don't actually translate the word the sun, the God. This is something that you'll get used to, and it'll kind of take practice in knowing. At the beginning, you don't really know why you don't translate the word the because it says the, but something I heard one of my professors say when I was in a class, and it was a second-year grammar, is that the genius of Greek is the definite article. And as you get to work with the language a little bit more, you'll probably see that. Now, I just want to go back to here just for a moment, because I can give you kind of like a little mental thing that I've come up with in order to know which case that these are for. So in this instance, the 2 or 4. In my mind, I think of the numbers 2 or 4, and then I connect that to something like, this is going to sound stupid, but hey, I don't care, like R2D2, C3PO kind of names. Okay, granted, those are robots in Star Wars, but the point is the D. R2, D2. The D is going to stand for the dative. R2D2, 2-4, dative. The at or in is the next easiest one, and that is the locative, and I can tell you is because this is going to spell the word Latin. We have at or in with an L, locative. And the with or by is just the remainder. It's instrumental. I don't really have a good one for remembering that one, but I can remember 2 or 4 as being dative, and I can remember at or in as being locative pretty easily, which means this one gets the remainder as the instrumental. Sometimes you got to come up with these little mental tricks, little mental connections that you can make in your mind. All right, number 2. Heuriscusi ton huion in to iru. All right, so here we have our ending for third person, and it's plural. So this is going to be they, and we don't have a word in the nominative case, and our subject is encoded in the verb. So this is going to be they. And the word is going to be find. Heurisco is I find, so they are finding. Here we have the accusative, the sun. And now we've got a little subscript here for a 1. And in the textbook, as you can see on the left side of your screen, it means in, and it's used with the locative case. And so that we know that this to iro is in the locative case, and that is going to be in the temple. Number 3, ha didaskalos theli legain tois technois. Okay, so I can see that we have our nominative singular here, the teacher. And this is our third person singular. So this is our verb. He wishes, the teacher wishes. Here we have an infinitive, and that is this ending here, legain, to speak. The children. Now this is plural, so it's going to be children and not child. And it's going to be in one of our cases, it's probably going to be to. The teacher wishes to speak to the children. Number 4, the God of heaven sends or is sending. This is our third person singular, referencing our subject, which is God. And this is going to be genitive of heaven. Here we have the accusative in a plural, the angels or messengers. And then we have our locative instrumental or dative case, the men. God of heaven sends the angels to the men. And again, we do not translate the in front of God. I mean, I suppose here you could, the God of heaven. All right, number 5. Hoi adelphoi exousi arton kai ematia tois padiois. All right, we have a plural subject, the brothers. Here's our verb, and we do have that third person plural, usi ending. And this is the word for have. So the brothers have. What do they have? We're looking for something in the accusative. Here it is. Arton, which is bread. Here we have a word with a subscript, kai. It is basically the word for and, but it can also mean some other things like also. But for right now, we're just going to translate it as and. It is the most common conjunction in the New Testament. And we have the word for garments. We could translate it as clothes, and it is in the plural, and it is neuter, so we're going to have that a ending. And here we have our dative case. It's most likely dative since it's going to be for this is little children. Little children. Okay, now comes the fun part, translating into Greek. For the brothers and of the brothers. So we need to put the brothers into the dative case. Circumflex there. And this is plural. We have the word and. Now we have to put the brothers into the genitive case. Plural. Number 2, the friend finds the garments of the children. So the friend is just going to be in the nominative singular. And now we need the word for find, which is heurisco for I find. We need to put it in the third person singular for this friend here. So it's going to be heurisque. The garments we need to put into the accusative case. It is the direct object of the sentence. And it is plural. So we're going to use ta imatia. Of the children is going to be genitive, and we're going to make it plural because children is plural. Number 3, we see the sun in the temple. Okay, the word for see was blepo for I see, and we're going to put it in the plural for the singular for we. Blepomen, we see. The sun is ha huios in the nominative. In this case, it is going to be in the accusative, so ha huion. And we can use our standalone preposition en for this in. And the temple is going to be in the locative, since en is used in the locative. Temple. And there is a rough breathing. Hero. Number 4, the teacher wishes to speak to the little child. Okay, so for the to speak, this is going to be an infinitive. I can tell you that right away. So we have our subject, ha didaskalos. We need the word for wish, which is fellow, and we need to put it in the third person singular since our subject is the teacher. Phele. And so now we have to speak. We need legain. And now we're going to put the little child into the case for to, which is going to be dative. And this is singular. It specifies little child, and we do have a word for that, padion, but it is in the dative case. So it is padio. And that completes lesson 7.